Oh, the slurps. Right. Nice. Welcome to the haircut gang. What up, what up? How we doing, everybody? I'm the Caretographer, and today I guess we're making maps. Got some free time. Kiddos at the Chutchies going swimming, so it's hot out there, and I have allergies, so I'm gonna stay in here, make maps in the safety of my office. Yeah, it's tough. It's I definitely have a lot of sympathy and support from my friend group, whether it be my viewers here or my friends on Discord. It was actually funny. We were just we were talking about it the other night, and they're like, "Yo, like Caretographer, you don't have a medical card," and I'm like, "Well, like a few reasons, this, that, and the third." They're like, "Of all the people in this room right now, you should be the one with the medical card," and I'm like, "I know, I know, I know." Um, but yeah. So it's good. I love the affirmations, so it's always good. I think it's when you're doing the good fight with your physical health and stuff, trying to better your life. It can be hard, right? And so it's nice having some affirmations and some support from time to time. A marijuana, or sorry, excuse me, cannabis medical card, I should say. We don't say that other word anymore. That fake word. So yeah, today we're making maps. Let's get it up. Let's boot it up. Let's not waste any more time. We're 10 minutes in on the starty, so it's valid. So that's was. I mean, I guess I can talk about it. Why not? When the cannabis market began, it was super high price tags. It was crazy. It was almost like you went backwards in time to when I was in high school and I was like buying from the dude at that cook burgers at McDonald's, right? Um, so I was like, ew, no, and like also like I had been able to acquire things whether growing or finding friends that grow, um, already, right? And so prices were pretty fair in my life, in my perspective. So I was like, ew, no, I don't want a medical card, and I don't even want to go to dispensaries at all. I was like, there's just horribly outrageously priced, and just like the people that own these companies are all a bunch of people who already had a whole bunch of money to begin with. Like these are huge investments that are being put down on the table for these companies. So there's a lot of distaste in my mouth about the product and just in general. But the market's balanced out a bit. Prices have come down substantially, um, and you know I find myself more and more often going to the dispensary anyways nowadays, just because of my relations have changed. People have moved, friends have moved on, etc. So yeah, I feel like it might be in my near future to acquire, and that's really what it is. It's like the quality, and I can't express this enough. When you're using things medicinally, like the quality of what you're using for your product is very large. This isn't a derivative that we pull from something and then shove into a pill, and it's just that one active ingredient that's really working. With cannabis, it's a full spectrum of medicine that goes on. There's a terpene profile, there's an applicator, there's receptor activators, there's like all sorts of stuff that goes on with that. And the better your product is, more organic, and the more like well grown and well produced product it is, the better the medicine's going to be, and quality and taste and flavor and all the other things too, but the medicine first, right? um so I guess I was always spoiled in that, right, in that regard, right, Lo, where I was like, oh, like I have access to, homegrown stuff. And like furthermore, like my biggest gripe, I gotta fix my screen quick, my biggest gripe with dispensary, and this will never change, is because there is large parameters for testing. And I'm not to say that testing's bad. Testing is good, but because there is those large parameters, it's a lot of hoops that the canvas needs to jump through before it can even go on the shelf for you, right? So with that being said, there's a lot of shelf life that is included in that conversation. And what's something that cannabis is not prone to? Having a good shelf life. So quite literally, all of our medicine is being watered down just through legalities and bureaucracy, you know. Um, and if you can, on the opposite side of that spectrum, right, like if you find homegrown and you get this stuff fresh and it is, just been cured and you got it a week after the cure, right, if that is literally 3 to 6 months fast forwarded in time. And the terpenes, if you don't know this, I'll just keep, I have a lot of information on this right now. So the terpene profile, the flavor, the smell, the taste, the seasoning of the plant, right, that is activated by air molecules. So when you break it up, there's more surface area and there's more air molecules, so you can smell it better, but also those terpenes start fading faster. So ground is bad, and also the longer it sits, the more those terpenes are going to air off, the less potent the medicine's going to be, right? So fresher is better, closer is better, right? I used to make this joke way back in the day because when I was a kid, like when I was in college, it was all like, oh, Cali Bud this, Cali Bud that, blah, 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 blah. Like everybody in college is like all on this high horse about Cali weed. And I'm over here like, why would you want a product that's been shoved into a bag and shipped all the way across the states and then opened up and divvied out for you? I'm like, that's a crazy way to acquire medicine, right? And furthermore, like if you're already had a legal market in California at that time, which was where all this is coming from, right? You're not going to just give us your good stuff. You're going to sell your good stuff on your market that's legal, and then all your other stuff you're going to send out to the East Coast, right? So I was always like mad put off by people that were like, yeah, like, oh yeah, Cali. I'm like, why though? What's so good about it? Because it comes from a place that you want to go to. You really like the area. What is it? Yeah, Maine actually has a really solid market. Maine opened up with a solid market. I love how Maine kind of did their legalities around it. But I think like pesticides is something that exists in all products. So the problem with cannabis in medicine is it's different than food. The way we process it is different. So yeah, it's actually bad. But you don't want stuff like that in your jazz and your things. So we're finding that this is way too high. So we're gonna have to do some switching here. Just want this lower. How much lower do I want it? I don't know necessarily. I'll help this too. Lower that. Yeah, I did have like a ridge here. It's looking better. It's looking much more mountainy. This ridge, it kind of fades to like a big... What are you up to today, my friend? Just relaxing? You getting busy in the lab, or? There we go. Make it more of a scaled path. That helps a whole bunch. Oh yeah, that looks way better. And I like this double hooked ridge. We're gonna leave it. This gives it good flavor, good taste. Let's flatten that out a bit. There we are. Hey, what's up, BB? So I am building a like a small scaled, large regional map of my island. So essentially, I'll switch over in a second here, but each one of this building is something that I build in a larger fashion in Dungeon Alchemist on a 40 by 40 map. And so I have a whole bunch of points on a map that I've made, and I'm kind of building the quick to play map essentially. This is all for a D&D module that I've been building. This is like my mainline project that I've been trying to finish out. Once I finish this, though, it's pretty much done. I just got to do a bunch of like graphic design stuff, like logo stuff, and kind of just like branding of the product. Terraces make mountains look cool. Want to do that last one? We love terraces, yeah. Yeah, I've definitely been bumbling around a lot, like with making different projects, like one-shot maps and commissions and stuff like that. But I wanted to like build a full product. Like I feel like Dungeon Alchemist is such a good map designer that like I want to see what it looks like when you build a whole portfolio for one project. You know, I feel like it's something that should be done. So here we are making it happen. Okay, this might work for what I need it to work for. It needs to be right there. This is where we're going to go, and we are going to take a look. Let's save. So I'll show you what I've been doing. This is very literally what I'm doing now, BB. The grave. So I have a whole folder of maps that I go to. All for it's Volcano Island is my project name. So this map that I've made here, This little trail is the trail that you saw up there. So I want to do my best now to try and emulate this. So I'm going to take this platform, which you already saw. I had it really small. I'm going to do little stairs. I'll do little hedges as best I can and shrink everything down and try and do a miniature version of this. So I'm just going to kind of like just come in and look at what I got. I need the serpent, lava font, which I did do a cheesy lava with. Because I wanted this to be lower. I love how I did that. I don't think I need to do those, but maybe I could. Benches, round constructions. I guess that could be like the first ridge, and then there's the second ridge, maybe. Cluster of rocks, double spike rocks. So I'm just trying to internalize as much information as I can about this map, and I'll come back and forth on it. Hey, I guess, what's going on? Oh, yes, you've been away quite a while, my friend. Careful, the bigger you go, BB, the harder that thing is going to be, the harder that thing will be to load. So, just a fair warning. And also, I have done really, really large maps. They are possible if you minimize the assets that you use and minimize the effects that you use. You can do a really, really big map. I had like a 200 by like 120 map. I think I did for somebody. Like it was all scenery and all like mountains and trees and stuff. But as long as there isn't like any like moving assets and like large effects, it's not too bad. Grass. Yes, I guess I got the haircut, but good news. I will be donating it to some child in need will be able to have my luscious locks for their own consumption, and I hope they get all the compliments in the world. Nice, nice. Other tips I would recommend, BB. So our computer is currently rendering everything that it sees. So if I zoom out like this, it needs to render all this information, right? So when this matters is like when you're saving, when you're loading, when you're popping into effects, popping into overlay mode. The further you can zoom in, the better. So like you see, I zoomed in and like minimized what I'm looking at. Now my computer's only doing just this part of the hill. So like switching to effects is way faster. Where normally like on bigger maps, that takes for. You like to use the auto map tool. This is another tool. Anything that has like an auto function on Dungeon Alchemist, like the map or the rooms, the walls, the doors, the windows, all those auto functions, the terrace, the overlay options, stuff like that. It eats up bandwidth in your computer, eats up memory or space, whatever the word is, RAM, I should say. So you want to do your best to minimize what your computer has to do, so that when you do those things, and also like if you have a big map, it's easier to load it. So if you save like this and exit like this, you'll load in like this. Or you can, another trick is you can load in on a you can load in on a smaller map. So when you're booting up DA, like have like a little baby 2x2 map that you use as your load up. I do all my art on animations off and graphics low, and then at the end I turn everything on and look at it then. Yeah, I don't like Control S. It's weird. I can't get used to it. I don't feel like it works. I'm like my brain's like it didn't save. Yeah, so I saved this project for the end because it's very ticky tacky. It's very back and forth, and okay. So fade, lump and fade, lump and fade, lump and fade. Align with some scattering, which will be harder when it's smaller, but we will do our best. Oh yeah. Vision's off. Let's see. Dirt, 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 dirt. Guess we gotta put something out on that beach. I guess. Hey, Plastic's here too. What's up? The whole gang's here. Do do ba la ba la 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 la. I want to give myself more space. That's too small, I think. Control Z is the real hero. More like that. Raise terrain. The water's much closer. I gotta trim this beach. Flat and zoop. I give myself more beach over here, I think. More beach! Just sad because I had this all smoothied out. That's okay. Because if you look at any of my builds, you'll be like, oh, wow, you redid this 8 bajillion times. Yes, I did. It's just how my thought process works. I don't have all the answers, Sway. I don't have all the answers. I guess, yeah, making this beach smaller, I think, is the right call because there's nothing over here. If the players want to go explore it, there's not going to be much. It's just strip. I kind of like that better. It looks good. A little strip. Let's fill it in here. blow this beach out a bit. There we are. Yeah, if you go to my Patreon, you can check out the I can even just bring it up because you're all here. I'll do that. Beautiful cut. I kind of like how it's like drawn out a little bit more over here. Just like I like to have the other sand eat into it. You see how it gives it some shape on the edge, because this one's like all wavy and wiggly like. Okay. Come on. Yeah, that's where I needed it. Beautiful little line in the sand. There we go, raise it. Should I make it extend more, or do I just leave it there? Oh, it's kind of large from this angle. We got to flatten the beach out over there. Good enough to me, I think. Oh, nice. Some pulled pork. Oh, pulled pork? Whoo. Well, grilling's the way to go, or something outside's the way to go when the weather's like this. Let's get to painting. Oh, no, can't do that one. Isn't it cool how the texture, how that works, man? It's like it just gives you so much potential to do so much. Let's fade the road out a bit. Crank it. Give me grass. Too much grass. Okay. How small I can get this. Try to get rid of these Rocks, I don't think I can. Okay. This is down like this. But I gotta make like a little divot. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Maybe I could do it with a water brush actually. This might work. And sponge it. Oh yeah, like my little divot. Stone stairs. Bah. It's like you know what they're called. For reference, this is how big the item actually is. Maybe I can paint my way out of this. I believe I have painted my way out of it. Now it looks like vines and growth. Ah, yes. Yes! Add some rocks up over that to cover it. For business. For business. For business. For business. Round. Probably gonna want to start with the smallest one. I'll also need to make myself a divot. Water tool, my new favorite brush. Cartographer, you're crazy. We know. Mm. Hmm. I have to get creative here. It's definitely fitting the bill. It's definitely working. Yeah, we're both on the same boat there, BB. Cross biome brushes. Oh, they did say something about brushes? That's awesome. It's one of my biggest peeves with this. It's just like it's not a game. It's an art making program, and I want my brushes because I'm making art. And that's like all the conversation that like should need to be had. And I think that's very much it, but there you are. I'm like, where are you, Rock? It's like 1, 2. You definitely got a triangle rock in there. Gotta make this path come way out. That's getting better, closer to what I need it to be. I really make it snake. I'm a snake. I like this one. This one's very Heroescape. Is that what it's called? The Blizzard card game? And then right here I had a big, I don't know which map I had that on. Might be just right here. I'll have to go check. We're looking good. We're looking good. It's starting to come together, hey? You can start to see the shape of everything. We got this place down here, up here, the path and the trail up and through yonder. The villa's gonna go down here. Have to make a little villa down there. We definitely need to figure out a miniature version of our pirate ship. Do this for a sail. I don't like it. I've done furled sails before with watch this. And then we take a pillow. So you can do like a furled sail almost. Furled means it's curled up as opposed to open. I've seen people do other things. I've seen scrolls be used before. So much about that one. That's not much about that one. So there's a strap on it. We like that. Nice, that's awesome. Yeah, I figure most things in DA, I feel like it's just like, just wait, just be patient. You're gonna get what you want eventually. So I don't know how I want to do this boat over here. I'm just kind of just placing everything out that I need. So we need boat, villa, Hidden and cave. Yeah, then, yeah. I think we're freaking done because everything else is underneath. Alright, where's my cave rock? Where are you? Mm, there you are. So yeah, that's the map as it was. I mean, then with a fair amount of jungle of foliage, which I'll do all by hand because it's all going to come in super big, you see. But all the fuzzy spots will be jungle. Grass is grass. Need to add some more over here, like a little villa over here, a little winery villa, vineyard, I should say. There's the word I'm looking for. And then yeah, this is all going to be jungle back here. Jungle over that to hide that cave because it's a secret cave. And essentially, the view of the map that the players get is going to be one like this, something like this. And I might even extend the map as far as I can make it when I take the picture so that it's fully sprawled out with augurs. Um, but yeah, essentially it's just to make like a click to play. So the players can, and maybe there'll be like just like a pan, a movie pan or something. I'm not entirely sure how I want to present this yet. But you'll have each of the areas, and so essentially the players just could go up on the screen as a HUD or as a selection, or you could print it out, and you just hand it to your players and say, where do you want to go? This is you describe the island, you tell them everything that's prompted on the script, then you say, where do you want to go? The island's free play, it's free range. Go where you want, go where you like. The things are set up for you to find and at your own speed and your own pace, right? So there isn't very much a direct path, and we kind of just have like this open exploration idea on the island. So what that means is, I assume at some point, one or another, or if they spend enough time on the island, someone's going to want to be like, hey, where's the jungle over here? Where's this lead? Is there, oh, there's a cliff. If you can find tools or the means to climb this cliff, and you can hack your way through the jungle with survival checks and maybe a random encounter here and there, then cool, yeah, your players can totally find their way, and they find themselves standing on top of a large rock, and it looks like the water is flowing in. This must be some sort of cave hidden behind the trees, right? If they keep going, they keep exploring, then they'll stumble into the corpse flower over here, a deathly pollinous flower that lures people in to eat them, right? A carnivorous flower. And then also over here, you see this big rock slide. The landslide is another thing that we narratively have put in, because the players will come up here. And when they're up here, they might want to explore closer to the volcano, the lava, experiment. They might traipse across this trail, and they might traipse across this trail. And if any of the players stray off the trail for whatever reason, they'll have to make a dex check, or they'll slip, they'll fall, and then they'll go sliding down into this secret jungle in the back, to where they will eventually run into that corpse flower. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, falling down the landslide isn't the worst, because we're going to give you a prize for killing the corpse flower if you survive. And then also, the way out is either water or, up over this path to where you would find the cave. So you definitely would be trudging through the jungle to get back to civilization, as it were, right? But still an option. I mean, you could get back up the mudslide. It'd be probably very difficult. But I really love how the observatory came out. It's exactly how I envisioned it. The gold on the gold, so that way it looks like it's just like one big mechanical thing. And it also matches the design on the roofs over here on the villa, so I thought that was cool. And then I have the designing stone platforms here and here, which I also use inside the caves and stuff, inside the crypt. So let's give ourselves a save. I'm gonna just take a hot second. I'll switch over to the other map. Cause I gotta look at this map another time and decipher where is what is where. Couple triangles, another pillar. Let it bleed in a little bit. I love this map. It's super sleek and simple. And like one of the things I love doing is taking an abstract, making it black. It just gives the depth you need. I used to take dark candles and do it, but I think just the black on the what's it called is good enough. Hearthstone. That's the name. That is the name. Oh, I've been saying it wrong for like weeks. Alright, I'll be back, friends. Just gonna step up and get some more coffee, I think. Hey! 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 It's a drinking song. Get your tavern on. Sunday fun day. Just kidding. I'm drinking coffee and na 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 na. Hello. Okay. Hedges, rocks, hedges and rocks, torches. I can move those stairs out. Maybe that might help me a little bit, honestly. Or maybe it won't. Who knows? Versions of no. Ooh, scary. Mongolian throat singing. Wah. You know what? Why don't I make this a bit bigger? Some epic music. I've been playing Diablo a lot. It gives me super Diablo vibes. Around constructions. No. Bon. So hard. It's so like I used to be really into like singing and stuff, but like now I'm into like alternative vocal techniques, right? Like I'm big into like screaming and like anything that's just like singing but not traditionally. How am I gonna make this? I don't know. I don't know. Gonna have to make it up. Just make it up. Bulk it up with some rock. There we are. Nice. Looks mean. There we are. Okay, let's throw our abstract in. I don't think I'm gonna go any lower with this. I guess I could, cause there's a little moundage. Where's my terrain bush? Can I find it? So I really like terracing. Terracing's like a great way to make sure that you got like good slope to your whatever you're building. You know, it's like you don't want to have a uneven slope because it's just gonna look unnatural at times. But with the just terrace it a little bit and then just run the smooth brush through it and you get this really nice even drop. Mount it up a little bit there. Have that fall in a bit more. Okay. Yeah, it's looking so good already. It's looking so good already. That's so cool, yeah. Awesome. I love it. I like this being like super sheer here. I like this just being like a big sheerness. This one wasn't. This is gonna be all grayish. Well, grass that feeds. Well, comes in like that. Doodaloo, doodaloo. Hey, we're doing it. We're getting it. Looks good down there, definitely. I was a little bit worried about this one because it's down at the bottom. But yeah, it looks good down there. Yeah, doesn't it? Like, this is like, all right, so this is actually a good time. I'll switch over to my other map. So like the perspective of Dungeon Alchemist is crazy, right? And and that's why it's such a crazy and interesting program because you have full disclosure over how big or small you want to make your stuff, and you can go like you've seen me on my last map. But I made the candles so small that they're that you can't even see them, right? You could go like so small that it's like doesn't even exist. Well, you see here what I did. I had to hand place all these assets, the trees, the rocks, pretty much everything, because the brushes don't have a size tool or function, right? So I can't hit the brush and be like, hey, I want to do all really small trees, right? I had to take every tree and like I had made I called them palettes, if you will. So I would take an abstract and put a bunch of trees and stuff on my palette, and then I just carry it around with me. I did this whole map in sections, but look at how much different this map looks. I made a little castle down there. We got swamps, and this is all like the water tool, right? And you want to see like the expression of what like a brush actually looks like on here. You know, it's like that's the water tool, and then like our smallest brush we got here. And so like this map's so big that you literally can't even see the whole thing unless you export it. So I'll show you what it looks like exported, but I got some effects on it, just some clouds, some light clouds, some waterfalls. If you look over these from the top, they kind of look like waterfalls. Just a little bit of steam on them. And then, like, here, let me do another thing just for perspective. Like, here's a regular tree. Alright, so if I was to actually use the brush, like, my trees would look like this, right? That's gigantic in comparison to what I'm making, right? So here, I'll hit the export button. Before I hit the export button, though, ready? We're going to zoom in. And now we're going to hit export. See how much faster that was for me? So you can kind of see behind this, and the other thing that I would like to change, another thing on my list, I should start writing these things down. I want to be able to export and see my map? Why do I have this giant box over my map when I'm hitting the finalized version of my, like for a rough draft, I wouldn't care. For the final hand in, for when I say this thing's done, when I put it on my website, when I send it out to the public, when I make it official, I can't even see or confirm what my map looks like in program. I have to export it, then open it up in another program to view it, and then I have to go back into DA, et cetera, et cetera. So this is at what 114 by 93. I see I got different couple different biomes in here. Let's see. So yeah, that's the brush size. Oh, you can change the scaling? That's new? That's gotta be new. Oh, nice. So now I'm still finding. I might have gotten away with it, but oh, you can increase your randomness too? That's so cool. And can you shut these things off? Yeah, you just turn them all down, I guess. It's all super tiny. Oh my gosh, dude. Maybe I could have gotten away with brushing on this. That's awesome. Is that new? I feel like I haven't seen those advanced options before. But I mean, let's see, like broadleaf. It's still coming in. Oh wait, no, I gotta scale it down. It's a little bit bigger than what I got. It's like twice the size of what I got. So I think I still probably would have had to scale. But I think I might in the future just play into the brush because this took a lot of time. And like the dude was okay with it. I let him know. I'm like, this is gonna take a lot of time. It's a lot of hand touch assets. And he's like, I'm fine with that. But I mean, even I love doing this. Like you see how like you come in with these thicker trees, these bigger trees in the center of your forest here. It just gives it so much more shape. That's a little thick right now. It's a little thick for comfort. I'd trim it down a bit, but just having that tieredness. If that's a word. So yeah, so that's Mike's World, The Wilderness Beyond, which is actually this map is one of the oldest Dungeons and Dragons maps in history in the game. It's one that came back from like way like the advanced D&D, AD&D, or even maybe in the first one. I'm not entirely sure. But it started on, you saw the castle that I showed you in the beginning. That was like a small 60 by 40 tile map, and that's where Mike's world started. And then there was a few maps around it, but then they did an expansion that's like the rest of the map. The expansion's like 80% of the map that you see there. Um, and that's the Wilderness Beyond. It was quite a fun project. What I did for that map is I used the trace overlay, and I pretty much just keyed in on everything in a black and white format. I actually took the black and white map and started prodded into Photoshop and like started coloring on it. So like I made the water lines blue, I made lava lines red, um, where I wanted trees green, so that I could see through the black and white when it's transparent to have a better, uh, you know, easier time putting up the assets without having to take the trace overlay up or down. Yeah, no, literally, I got paid for that one, so that's fun. I have not been able to line up any commissions in a while though. Nobody's playing Dungeons and Dragons. They're all going outside. Fools. Inside so much better. My music stopped. No. Oh, okay. They snatched the music. Oh, okay. I see how it's gonna be. The sun. I'm alright in the sun. But the thing about sun, I mean, there are people who are the exception. But like, if you're smart about how much exposure you get, if you're not just like committing to sitting out in the sun for like 6 to 8 hours, like, hey, I'm gonna go swimming. I'm gonna go in the pool, swim a bit, dry off, and then like sit in the shade for 30 minutes to an hour, and then maybe go, like you gotta conserve your melanins over there. But some people are just so fair skinned it doesn't even matter. Once you touch, it's burnt. All right, let's try to finish over here. Oh, I never did the music. The music was stolen. It was stolen from me. It's alright. They're by the pool. Family can rock the tunes. I got YouTube. Okay. I can just sing to you. Listen to my song. I'm listening to my wife's music too much. Oh, yay, big. Give me a bench. Fine gravestones, the black ones. Ooh, cool new charts. Skulls, so cool, so cool. Should honestly maybe take like a liberty and just be like, yo, like how many cool new things can I put in here? Oh, there's the fam. I saw some little paths. Hey, bud. Dang it. Don't want that one in there. Hey, on. I'm finishing up streaming, guys. I'll be there in a minute. Hey, Bob. Did you have a fun time?
Did.
Nice. You did? You were swimming? A hot day like this? That sounds so good. Here we are. Just head like a little path. Don't even tell me I can't grab this now. There we are. No, come on. Always gets a little funny when you use little assets. Yes, I got it. Nice. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I need. Just 1, 2, 3, so you know what it is. And all right, so we'll do the comparison. We have this. Oh wait, one last thing. Alchemist, True Black. Bring it in. Makes a huge difference. Doesn't it make a huge difference? Just that little, just like a black wall. That's it. Black bag. All right, so that's that. Save. And now we'll open Grave Map and see how good we did. And tell me what you think. It's pretty close. It's pretty close. The scale's a little wonky, but it's okay. Because it's going to be a zoomed out photo, and once you put the trees on it, everything gets just hidden, and it'll look good. It has the Dungeon Alchemist effect. You give the whole everything, and it just ties it all in. Then you do the lighting. So, all right, everybody, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. You have yourself a good weekend, and take care.